Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday night edition of the Technically Unsound podcast. We are live, and I'm DJ Tommy. Let's bring in the homies. We got Big E. He's here with us.
I'm
at
actually
the
here
opening bell.
What's going on, everybody? Happy to be back.
And we got DJ Magix in Sacktown, the town of Sacks.
What it do, what it do, what it do.
And I'm outside St. Louis, if anybody was wondering. Probably not. Oh, man, I was craving a
all
sip.
the festivities. We're talking about candy canes. We got Santa hats, fucking joyous occasions.
It's that time of the year.
All right, we wasn't going that crazy now.
And I'm over here like, fuck candy canes.
What'd you just put in your mouth, though?
You were straight Scrooging that.
Rogue. Gotta have my nicotine. I've been drinking for quite a while today.
Oh shit!
Since like 11 o'clock.
Days? Okay. What's the occasion?
Are you?
My buddy had a little hang out for football type thing. I guess it was more like noonish, 12:30. But either way,
the footballs.
He wanted me to come and make some old fashions, and so I did and partook.
American football, I'm assuming.
American football, yes.
The only football.
The other ball's just kicked around by a foot. That's about all.
Hence the name of football.
Football.
Foosball.
Speaking of football, I was watching a lot of conversation about, I need to look up his name, but I guess he's on the 49ers and they needed him to come off the bench because someone got injured. Like the starter got injured or something, and they needed this guy to come off the bench. And he said, no, I don't feel like it. And he walked back to the locker room. And
damn.
Yeah, I need to look his name up. But man, I'm thinking even on the backup salary, because a lot of those backups, they're still getting more than the league minimums. But the league minimum for the NFL is still really good.
Yeah.
Like nothing any of us would ever be complaining about. And it just got me thinking, it's like, man, like these guys to just decide they don't want to come off the bench, and just walk back to the locker room.
Dude? Deion Sanders used to do that.
I know, and it's no good. It's not. I mean, are you saying it's a good thing?
Oh, I thought you were saying you had never seen or heard something like that.
No. I'm saying it's bad. It's like that's not a team player.
Dude, first of all, it's not a team sport. It's a team participation trophy that is paid for.
Okay, it's paid. It's paid. It's a job. If your boss called you and said, can you take this call? You wouldn't say, I don't feel like it.
Sometimes I have.
No, you haven't. I guarantee you never have.
I have. If my boss is telling me to take a call, then it's just not one that's coming in. He's actually asking me, hey, I need you to handle this. And then I'm going to be like, why? Why are you coming to me, specifically me, to handle this call when there's 200 other agents that can handle this call?
Man,
well, what if they all called in Cisco? No, but what if you were the only one there? See, so if we compare it to this NFL player, right? The starter got hurt. And now
I don't get paid that much toward that. That's the other thing. If he was paying me a ridiculous amount of money, I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm not getting paid a ridiculous amount of money.
Have you ever wondered, just in general, like why you don't move up the corporate ladder? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think I've been in a place long enough that has warranted that.
No, I can tell you why. I can tell you why you don't move up the corporate ladder.
Because I'm not a team player.
Well, I mean, it's just the attitude. It's the attitude, yeah.
I do have an attitude of it, but I'll tell you the same thing that I would have told you years ago. And actually, I'm going to tell you something that you told me when I came into management. Hey, if someone's not there, you got to do it yourself. So if that call comes in, and there's oh no, there's somebody made it through the queue. Okay. And you happen to see me packing up my stuff to leave, I'm off the clock. I'm done.
I mean, if you're off the clock, that's a different situation. But if you're like, let's say you just clocked in.
Okay, I just clocked in. All right, put the call in queue, and somebody will take it.
Yeah.
Let the chips fall where they may.
No, but but in this scenario, you would be the only one in queue. Like everybody else called in sick. So it's just you.
That would be like, all right, well, I suggest you log in as a regular agent, and we'll see whoever gets the calls, because just me and you. It's not going to be just me for the day. It's going to be me and you. We're doing this together as a team. That's what you're
going to tell your manager?
So I'll tell my manager.
Yeah, I like how you dictate the rules of the team mentality.
I mean, he's dictating the scenario, so why can't I dictate some response to it?
That's the chain of command.
Yeah.
And the paycheck of responsibility.
No, I hear
so
you.
my thing is this.
He's paid to make sure the job gets done. He's paid to make sure the job gets done. And if he has an agent that's available to get the job done, then the work goes to that agent. That's how it works.
Then if that call makes it through the queue to me, then I will take it. But if you specifically assign me just a random call, there's got to be a reason behind it.
All right, moving on.
I'm just saying that's how call centers work. It gets stumped into a queue. If it gives me a queue and I'm logged in, I'm doing my job, yes.
But he gave you a specific scenario, though. So, the least you could do is just like entertain the actual question.
I did.
No, you didn't. I did. I did. You pressed against how he was completely incorrect and that
I didn't say
that's not
how
it worked.
You just said, well, let's rewind it. You just asked me what I would say, and I told you what I would say, and then that got questioned. I didn't push back. I answered the question.
Your camera's as blurry as your argument.
You got mad blurry, dude. Your camera's even getting sick of the stuff. Your camera said, I don't feel like doing shit today. I don't feel like focusing.
Then don't focus shit.
It didn't.
Now what?
That's what we were just saying. I'm going to go to the HUD, see if I drop any frames. I noticed my CPU was almost at 10% in OBS alone. That's unusual, I guess.
Hey, I was going to ask you about that because we were doing that other show with the pop-up and we're looking at the resources. That update that you just did, was that a...
I don't analyze the updates whatsoever. I have no idea what it did.
You just take all right. Never mind.
It did it without me even knowing. So I'm not gonna go back and look at it. It's fucking over. I need to. I just figure out what the fuck's going on after that, because I can never make sense of whatever the fuck that was.
Okay, is that like an Atlanta Braves hat? It looks like it's like the Braves logo with the flag.
Yep.
Okay. Dope. That was where you're. I will have to say the Braves have a kind of a dope, minimalistic logo that suits a lot of things. Like that font. Maybe it's the font. I don't know. I don't know if there's an Atlanta Braves font, but that logo suits a lot of things.
Every team has an array of different styles of hats. That's just what they do these days. But I do feel like the Braves has a logo that like works well with a lot of these different like color palettes and different styles that they put on these hats. So I mean, there's tons of different styles for almost every team. Well, every team in different ways. Sometimes they throw out drops that are only like for certain teams. But a lot of times, like stuff like this, it'll be like every team will have it. It's just a matter of how your logo looks with it.
Okay.
Like the America series.
I quit looking at hats probably 2010-ish because all of them were just buck wild. Like somebody like threw up Photoshop all over them. Like they were just ungodly. And people are like, oh my God, that's the dopest hat ever. And I'm like, that looks like fucking Garth Brooks ate one of his shirts and then took a shit on your hat.
There's some crazy styles out there. I think everybody just gets. I mean, the classic style, the original is it's hard to mess with that. It's nice, it's clean, but there's a lot of different ways you can change it up, and it looks good. They do get a little crazy with it though. But I mean, if you pay attention to any of my hats, I have some that are a bit out there, and then some that are just different.
It might be just your style. I mean, it could also be that the A reminds me, the classic U of A, simple, clean, just dope hat. But Tom wouldn't know that because he's
Have you been to Indianapolis to watch a Colts game?
No, I have not. I wish. I
think there's a lids factory there.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it's like northwestern Indianapolis, like right around the 465, they call it.
Yeah. But, the only thing I worry about with going to see the Colts play is snow. I don't want to deal with the snow.
Magic's camera doesn't want to deal with the focus.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's
is it your camera today. Or is it your ninja signal? Can you tell if your camera's out of focus? Yeah. Okay.
I have a feeling that was it.
What was it?
We're about to find out.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I don't wear white shirts, is because it reflects the light from my lights back in, and it
looks extra white.
Yeah. So I had a question because you mentioned. Well, first let's go back to the football player. So you're both in agreement that he was okay and that he was wrong for walking off. I don't even know why he walked off.
I played team sports all my life. I understand the meaning of a team player. So yeah, that's fucked up.
Does anybody know why he walked off?
Because he felt like it. That's what he said. That's what the story said. He claimed he just didn't want to do it. And that's fine if you're fighting and you just don't want to do it. But most of those guys don't want to do it, and they still go out there and get the shit beat out of them or beat the shit out of somebody, and they still do it because they're not pussies. This guy's just a pussy.
No, I think that's more the paycheck.
Well, I mean, you're getting paid to do something, which is play the fucking game. So quit being a pussy and go play the game.
Man, you sound like a Trump supporter.
Aga.
But I mean, what is the entitlement that you have a job that you don't have to do your job?
I thought you said he was already playing and he walked off the field.
No. He was sitting on the bench. The starter got hurt and they said, Devondre, it's your time, man. It's your time. And he said, no, I don't feel like it. And then he walked to the locker room. But no reason given. See right there. Campbell refused to go into the game on Thursday night.
Oh, sorry. Just the way that you said it sounded like he was already in the game on their. Like, why would you? That don't make any sense. I need more detail. Because he got suited up for the game.
Yeah, he was suited.
Now, if you got suited up, and then you refused to go in, are we talking like? Did he just watch Varsity Blues and like something's going on that we don't know? Or was it, was he just having a panic attack? I would need to know more about it. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on.
San Francisco 49er linebacker Devondre Campbell stunned the NFL world on Thursday when it learned he refused to go into the game against the Los Angeles Rams. So his name is Devondre Campbell, lost his start when Dre Greenlaw came back from his injury that he suffered in Super Bowl, last year.
Keep going.
Niners head coach Kyle Shanahan wanted to put Campbell into the game because Greenlaw was aching from soreness in his Achilles. Campbell refused. Dude, if you agree with Devondre Campbell, you got a problem.
I don't think I have a problem. I think I may.
Well, obviously he's got bitterness. He's probably like, oh, I'm going to get these guys. They want to put me, they want to make me a backup. I'm going to show them the day they need me. I'm going to sit on this bench for 6 months. And when they call my number, I'm going to be like, fuck y'all. Ha!
While in the meantime, the entire time he's
though.
sitting on the bench, he's complaining about how he's on the fucking bench. That's called bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't. I don't
Too
see
short.
anywhere what that, but what I can speculate is if this
a
guy
bitch.
came back and got hurt, I have a feeling, and it's possible, that Campbell said, hey, he's not ready. Don't put him in.
Dude,
It's
this
not his choice. It's not his
Don't
job.
put him in.
The thing is,
not his
everybody
choice.
gets
And then-
hurt. Everybody
and then
gets hurt.
put in.
That's up to the
But,
coaches
man.
to take that chance. That's up to the player to take that chance.
Right.
I'm
This
just
is what you
his
sign
career.
up
I don't
for as an
know.
NFL
Oh,
player.
that's a dumbass speculation. Sorry.
That's not a dumbass speculation.
It sure the fuck
I'm just
is.
saying, why?
Because you're putting you're assuming some stupid ass shit that doesn't even matter. It's irrelevant to the situation. He has no say whatsoever. That's just like some rowdy little fuck
Okay.
that wants to be like, I'm better than this guy. Put me in. I don't know why you didn't have me in. Oh, look, they just hit a home run off him. I should have been the one in there. Like, you think the coach is going to be like, okay, dude, I'm sorry. You're right. You know everything. But wait, this is coming from you. So you probably think that's the way it should go.
But I preface this with I don't know the full thing, but it kind of
I know. So why stand so hard on it? That's
wasn't
the
standing hard
you sure
on
were,
it.
because I was like, nah, there's no way, and you're
yeah.
like, no, yup.
No,
So I mean,
I'm saying it sounds very speculative. Like based on what we're reading here, I think that he was probably told the coaches, "Hey, I don't think this guy's ready to go back in. I don't think he's ready."
Right, but
He's
he
limping on the
has
field.
no
He's
say,
not
like
making-
Big E said.
But-
He's not a coach.
And this is where I got caught up and was told that I'm going so hard on this. I'm just simply saying
Because
if it
you
didn't
you
take 2
think that
hours
the
to
world,
hear it out,
yeah, the world doesn't
All
work
right,
the way
my
you're
bad.
saying. If you're, it's like the coach makes
clearly
the
it
decisions.
does because he did it.
Right, and look what the last
And he's
sentence I
gonna
just
get
highlighted
reprimanded.
said. He's done.
All right, great.
He's done. Shanahan said Friday that he didn't expect Campbell to be with the team onward, from week 16 onward, which is now. You know what they should have did is they should have kept him on the team suspended. That way he can't get traded. Suspended without pay.
they should have just sent him back to the minors.
I hope he gets blacklisted. I mean, I hope other teams say, yeah, we don't want this kind of bitch on our team. Because that's the last thing you want. When you need someone to step up, I mean, that is the NFL. You got your starters and you got your role players.
There's a lot of guys that make a career off of coming off the bench when necessary and do better than the person that was starting in the first place. And then the starter comes back, takes the place back that he had before, doesn't do as well. So when he fucks up, that dude's coming off the bench because he did so well when he filled in. And guess who's the starter now? Because the other guy can't get his shit together.
And that could have happened here. He could have came into this game, linebackers defensive, but he could have ran a fumble back for a touchdown. He could have did all kinds of shit, and he could have won that starting role. But now he's going to be out of a job.
Well, we don't know until it happens, so I won't make any more speculations based on what I'm reading, so we'll just leave it at that. I don't think...
Hey,
I think there's a
we can
deeper meaning
speculate on
behind
the
it.
next topic. Have you heard about these drones? I actually heard the drones were over Sacramento.
Mm-mm. Well, I've heard some stories, but I thought it was bullshit, like fake news.
Oh,
But now I'm seeing
these
more and
drones
more
are
of it.
everywhere. These they're all along the coasts, I guess. So you got to live, and I guess they were spotted in Denver for some reason. Maybe because they have like some nuclear shit there. But
I saw ones
tons-
about New Jersey.
Yeah, I've seen
Yep.
tons
And
of
are
ones
they
about
like
New Jersey.
DJI drones, or are we talking military drones?
they're saying some of them are as big as an SUV.
So that would be military drone,
Yeah,
like Predator size.
but nobody wants to admit it. Homeland Security is basically not admitting anything. I don't like this stupid ad. Like showing like some eggs and stuff. Homeland Security, Mayorkas said the federal government is taking action to address the aerial drones. Now, we're the United States. Ain't nobody flying shit in our sky. Nobody is doing shit in the water around us or on the land that we don't already know about. So there is some department of government that already knows what's going on here. They just don't want to tell us.
Are you going to play that audio?
No.
Oh, okay.
I could get copyrighted. No, it's basically just...
Some of the drone sites are in fact drones.
There's these drone sites now. These people are like live streaming just cameras out of their backyards now, just and getting thousands of people to watch. People like in New Jersey and just along the East Coast, New York.
Why though? Like, why all of a sudden? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that. I think that should be the biggest question here. Like, if these are normal, like they say, some of these drone sightings are in fact drones. What Magic said. That is such a stupid statement to even read. But
has anybody called Elon to find out if it's Amazon deliveries?
Yeah,
that'd be Jeff Bezos, though.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
If it were a Tesla drone, then it might be Elon.
Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones, but still, why all of a sudden is there such a uproar for answers when, if this is something that happens, seems like they're saying that this is normal, then how come no one's ever been like, what the fuck is going on all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Like lately.
Yeah, and it's like, it's very subtle at first, but then I guess they all start conglomerating, or whatever the word is. Like, people say that they'll see like multiple of them in the sky at once, and then they could just sit there. Some people say they just sit there for long periods of time, and then others have said they see them coming from the ocean. And I guess there's some department within the New Jersey, like not federal, but a New Jersey, some state law enforcement department, I guess, was able to track them on some kind of radar. And they do just appear like out of the ocean. They can't tell. They just see the beeps start appearing. It's like when the beeps show up in radar, and it's over the ocean, and it'll be a lot of them. But I guess there's some common theories. One of the big theories right now is that it is something like from our either Space Force or like military, and they're trying to track down threats. They think there's going to be some big threat, I guess. They don't want to scare everybody and say, we're at like, I don't know what the color coding is for terrorist threat levels, but I think it's like we're at some high level right now, maybe secretly. This is all, one of the theories. And these drones are just monitoring, kind of like that balloon does over Sierra Vista. That balloon is just watching the traffic cross the border. Yeah.
That's not there anymore.
Oh, what happened? Did someone cut the line?
No, it ripped apart. It made news.
Oh, damn.
Like it popped.
I thought at some point someone would just cut the line. It would just float into space.
It has lost an anchor once. Actually, I think it's lost an anchor twice. And then the last big one was like people videotaped that the aeroset just it degraded and just popped.
Damn.
And so all over that backside, and I always want to call it CDL, that upper, the little higher in township or city block on the other side of the bypass. Like if you're going out to the mountain or to the waterfall or whatever, all that just got covered with shit. Like it just fell on all these houses and whatnot. So
I'm trying to zoom in on this picture, but I don't know my keyboard shortcuts.
I think we may be getting to the point where the government's finally going to start acknowledging the American peoples of UFOs. I've said a lot of things. Like I remember living at your house, and they were talking about the FEMA mass grave sites. And the day before I was up. I don't know why. I think Alexis was up for something, and I think you had already passed out. And we were up, and we just ended up on the NASA channel. And I just remember I kind of kept dozing off, and she kept hitting me to wake me up. And I just remember the guy kept saying wobble. I was like, what? And then finally I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And it was a live cast or live stream of them working on something on, I want to say Hubble. And they spent like an hour and 45 minutes talking about a bolt with a weird wobble. And the tool that was when engaged with this part also experienced a wobble. And I was like, what the fuck? So the next day, I was like, what is on this channel? Like, what is normally here? And they did the live cast, and we were talking about the FEMA camps, like these mass sites where FEMA has, and there's one in Arizona and a couple other states where it's basically sites that have mass. You've seen those travel carriers that go on top of people's cars that look like caskets,
like a luggage rack.
Yeah, it's like those, but these are coffins. Oh. And they just have fields of them out there, and they're all set for when a mass event happens and they need mass amounts of graves. And they were talking about how much it costs and how it's going to be done, how it's going to be released to the public. And then it just went to one of those, we'll be back in a moment. We're experiencing technical difficulties. We'll be back in a moment. And then they went to some other bullshit, like some political shit about, I don't know, budget spending on something completely different. And
well, this picture right here, like when I look at this picture that this lady took in New Jersey, it does look sort of like, if these are all drones, it does look some kind of, it's like a defensive formation. It's like, I don't know. It's if we're not attacking it, you see, that's the thing. People on the talk shows and the news and, they want to create excitement about it and get people to click on their links and stuff. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, our government knows everything going on. There's nothing they don't know. And if they're not worried about it, that's because it's them. Like if they're not scrambling F-22s out there to check out what this is, it's because they know what it is. They know it's our drones.
I mean, it's kind of like the lights over Phoenix. That's why, and now that makes you wonder, hey, were the lights over Phoenix drones? Because I remember that same night, there was a bunch of people there was a bunch of hot air balloons out by Casa Grande, and then there were people parachuting over and it was at sunset. I'm like, those are all the parachuters that were jumping out. Like, you could see them. And they're like, no, these are the lights over Phoenix. So I was like, I didn't see a bunch of lights. I saw a bunch of parachuters with the things on their ankles or whatever. But now that makes you wonder.
Super bright LEDs on their ankles that you can see from like 100 miles away.
In what year?
I don't remember what year it was. But now it's like, all right, well, drones were were starting to come out during that
government
era.
Drones.
To public
government drones been around forever.
I mean, well, yeah. So that's like, all right, well, were those lights government drones? I mean, back then, and now it's becoming more and more. I think
I was living there at the time, and I just don't remember.
You were?
Yeah, I don't remember. Like, I didn't see the story about those lights for maybe like a year. Like, I didn't know about those lights until like a year later. I was like, shit, there was lights. There was a UFO here. I guess it was over like South Mountain or something.
When I saw them, it was like they started at the South Mountain side. Yeah, they went from the South Mountain side, but they kind of went towards, what is that? Is that the 101? Yeah, it went towards the 101. And then, because I was like, hey, those are kind of cool. was like, oh, but then I was like, all right, maybe those are halo jumpers, but I don't know. And then they kind of followed the 101 all the way up to like North Scottsdale.
Did you like shine a laser at them or something?
No, but that's why I originally thought they were hot air balloons, because there was like 6 or 7 of them, and they were just going in kind of a slow chain. And I rode the hot air balloon with Deborah, and we lined up with a couple other hot air balloons, and we were like doing a little convoy for a good little bit. So that's why I thought they were doing. But then I was like, but I remember seeing a plane, and I remember seeing skydivers jump out of it as well. So I was like, I don't know. I didn't think much of it afterwards. And then years later, people were talking about, oh, the lights of the sky, lights of the sky. I was like, oh. I just left it at that.
Did you tell them it was just hot air balloons? Clear all this shit up?
Parachuters?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, speaking of parachuters, I'm gonna make a statement. It's false, but I want you to add one word to it to make it true. Okay? Here it goes. You need a parachute to go skydiving. That's a false statement, but I need you to add one word to the end to make it true.
Properly.
Still false. Magic's got to know. You need a parachute to go skydiving. False statement. Make it true with one word at the end. I'll give you a couple different possible words that I'll accept. I see Magic's head moving. Not hearing anything though.
I'm thinking.
All right. This isn't part of our real trivia section, so I'll just give you the answer. The correct answer to make it technically true is twice. You need a parachute to go skydiving twice.
Oh.
I see what you're... Okay. Yeah. It's the first time you have to go tandem.
No.
No. The first time...
No, because the first time...
you don't have to
survive.
survive.
Without a chute, you're not going to survive.
Oh. Man, I was thinking technically.
Exactly.
I wasn't thinking doom and gloom death.
Exactly. That's what I'm like, fuck.
Okay. Let me tell you where I got that from.
Because I was also thinking about art, and I was like, all right, this guy,
I don't know if you guys get this, but I've been getting this a lot. It's Skeletor just giving me random statements like that.
Remember.
Yes.
Remember,
you have to wipe 3 times to know you only needed 2. Until we meet again.
It was...
Did you ever see that one?
Remember,
you have to wipe 3 times to know you only needed 2.
Remember, scrambled eggs is nothing but fried chicken.
Yeah, he's funny.
And I was like, what the? I was like, holy shit, that's true.
and my reels is really polluted right now with the guy who always has his girl riding on the back of his bike and her dress flaps up. That's like 80% of my feed, and it's probably because I sit and watch the whole video before I scroll.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I'll start sharing them. I figured everybody sees these.
No.
I mean, I've seen the Skeletor ones, but I haven't seen
the girl
that one.
on the back of the bike. I mean, her ass is like just popping out. She's usually wearing just a thong.
You're talking on a motorcycle?
Yeah, she's riding on the back of a motorcycle.
Okay, never mind. I think I have seen it.
Magic's the one that probably has the hardest motorcycle feed and hasn't seen it.
I've seen those, but I saw those years ago though.
Oh, you're probably
so
these are
I
probably
don't
old.
get a lot of those anymore. I got other motorcycle ones like chases, and ironically enough, of people doing the whole "don't ever pass a 1% motorcycle gang" and shit like that. I'm just like fucking retarded, and I just skip over them.
What I don't get anymore are the sideshows. I used to get a lot of sideshow videos. Dudes getting run like the big crowd, you know,
I've
and
seen
then
a
the
couple
cars
of
doing
those.
the spins and then just wiping people out because they
Launching
lose
people.
control. Yeah.
Looks like somebody just kicked the field goal.
Yeah, there was one last night. Like there's like 3 spots around here where people just do it every weekend. It is just so annoying, and it just goes on for hours. It's surprising. Like police force here must be very lacking because it went on for almost a good hour before you heard sirens, and then like 2 hours later they came back, and then went for another hour.
This story is this is like every dude's fear, being accused of some shit.
Mm-hmm.
The accusation is enough to like ruin your life. Whether it's true or not doesn't even matter anymore. The accusation can ruin your life. And
Is she going to jail?
This lady, oh, well, she's already in jail. You know what's funny is this lady was doing an interview on a podcast. I guess they let some podcaster come interview her because she's serving time for murdering her husband.
Damn.
And they did not expect her to admit this. During this podcast, she said, and something happened a long time ago. And now that I found Jesus, I just want to talk about it. And she went into all the details about how she accused these guys. She's like, these guys were so nice to me and blah, blah, blah. You know, well, they hired her as a stripper to come to their party. But she said, she's like, yeah, these guys were so nice. And I can't believe I wronged them so badly. She's like, I made all this stuff up about them. And I was like, damn, those dudes' lives, I can't even imagine, because they did finally get acquitted or something. The judge said, well, we don't have enough evidence, so we got to drop it. But I mean, they were tainted from that point on. Like once you get accused and the headlines are out there, that's all people know about you, whether you're guilty or not.
Yep.
And that's why, you know, there's like the one side of it is, you know, like if a woman's a victim, see, this fucks it up for the real victims. That's the problem. Because now the next girl that, you know, makes a claim, people are going to be like, well, shit, is it like that one girl at Duke? Or that other one that happened to the baseball player. I can't remember his name. I think he was at one of the Texas teams. But like some girl was trying to just shake him down for money and accused him of some shit, and you know, wanted to settle out of court. And I think that's what happened here. I believe they settled with this girl 15 or 20 years ago, whatever it was. But
did it say the name of the podcast she admitted it on?
No, but it was some lady.
Let's talk with Kate.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's talk with Kat.
Or Kat.
Kate Katerina. Let's talk with Kat. So that's fucked up. I mean, I'm happy that those dudes after 20 years or 18 years are getting like some exoneration, you know, to finally be able to say, see, we told you we didn't do it.
Holy shit. That was almost 20 years.
Yep. Yeah. So all the, whatever.
Yeah, how much of those, how many people did she accuse?
3. These, let me see if there are pictures up here. This might be a different article. I thought there 3 pictures were up at the top.
They need to, like, those dudes need to get huge settlement from the states.
Well,
I mean, the state did drop the charges.
That guy in the middle looks like a goddamn serial killer.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe not. Maybe not. As they may have not raped her, but they look like they did some shady shit in their lifetime. Wait, were these dudes in jail?
No, they didn't go to. I mean, they probably got arrested, but they were out for trial, and then the trial was dismissed because of lack of evidence. And I guess at the time, her story kept changing. So that was probably a red flag to the judge.
No, so they served fuck.
They didn't serve time. But I mean, it doesn't matter. That's what I was saying is you don't have to serve time. Once you get accused, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a celebrity, like if you're in the public eye and you get accused of something, which kind of comes with the territory nowadays, you know, it's like
I wouldn't give a fuck if a celebrity did it. You got enough money to get out of it. So I would be more concerned about the regular old Joe. Like I mean, the reason it doesn't happen to us is because we're not rich. Girl accused us of shit. She ain't getting nothing. Like us. You just know you've just never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know it happens, but the reason it happens,
we end up in jail.
The reason it happens to celebrities, you know, is for money. The reason it happens to us is because somebody's got some kind of bitterness. They're jealous or they're mad about something and they want to accuse somebody and get them in trouble, ruin their life.
Mm.
They don't get anything out of it. Like if someone accuses you of something and you go to jail, I mean, they just get the satisfaction of knowing you're in jail. They're not getting any money.
Yeah. Unless you then get proven innocent, like the what is the justice program where they reopen cases like that that now have DNA testing available and they get
the innocence program.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. But I mean, they have that now, right? So your DNA would get tested now.
These dudes never served any time, any shit like that. I doubt.
It was a pretty national newsworthy case and trial.
Yeah, it probably changed the course of their lives.
Yeah. Being a college student, getting accused of that shit where a lot of people think maybe you got off for the wrong reasons and not because you were actually innocent. Yeah, their lives probably haven't been the best. It might have blown over after a while, but
this picture is from 2007. So you're seeing what they used to look like. I don't know if there's pictures of them now to show. I wouldn't be surprised if they were not looking as healthy and happy. Well, they don't look too happy right there, but at least they look healthy. Yeah, that'll fuck with you. Probably turn you to substance and some other shit. Oh, more sad news, and then we'll get to happier news.
Okay.
Conan O'Brien, he was like my favorite late night talk show host because I thought all the other ones were like little bitches. I always liked Conan. I always thought he was kind of funny. And then his sidekick, the little chubby guy, what was his name? I don't know, but he was funny. I liked him. But so Conan's, this is crazy, you know, and you hear about this kind of stuff where like people that are together for decades, and then when one passes away, the other one like, and you know, in movies, they make that shit like within minutes. Like one can be perfectly healthy and the other one maybe is sick and passes away. And then the perfectly healthy one dies like an hour later. Cause they're heartbroken.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess that's what happened here. Parents were married for 66 years. One of them died. And then the other one died 3 days later.
Damn.
When was this? Oh, that was damn. Okay, yesterday.
Yeah. 2 days ago.
So one of them was in failing health. And then the wife died peacefully Thursday.
I mean,
95 and 92.
To be honest, they've almost lived a century.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long, healthy life.
That kind of heartache. Yeah, that would definitely put a strain on them.
Yeah. Together for 66 years. I mean, that's longer than a lot of people live. And if you don't have what you had for the last 66 years, you probably just don't even want to go on. You're like, I mean, we probably feel that way. I mean, I know I don't want to see any of my loved ones go. I want to go first. It's like, I can't deal with it. You know, it's like when you get to like, you know, certain loved ones, you're like, I cannot afford to see anything happen to them. So let it happen to me first.
Right.
That's why, you know, like I think about like how long I want to live. It's like, well, I don't want to outlive my kids. That's for damn sure. So I need to be passing away before my kids do. I need to see them get, you know, to some good adulthood and then have your way with me. Send me up to the firmament of this flat earth.
The upper room.
Let you out of this dome.
Yep. Yeah, so shout out to Conan O'Brien. Oh, I guess I have one more NFL story. Not of the good nature.
Oh, damn.
So I guess Eric Moulds, I don't remember him, but, you know, there's a lot of bench players, obviously. Buffalo Bill, that's probably why I don't know him. But I guess they're saying he purposely gave women the herp. That's messed up.
Yeah. Specifically targeted?
A lawsuit alleges former wide receiver intentionally gave herpes to women and specifically targeted fans of the Buffalo Bills. Why? They were support. Oh, maybe. Oh, did he not play for the Bills? Oh no, he played for the Titans. So he hated the Bills so much he went and banged a bunch of Bills fans and gave them herpes.
He's like, you got the herpes and you got the herpes. You all got the herpes.
No. Targeting single mothers who were
Oh, so he went to a lot of strip clubs.
Why? Magix, what's the explanation here? Since you know the deep psychological.
I don't.
No, not this one.
Speculation. No speculation. Just out of pettiness.
What's this?
Are you sure?
Flight attendant empty seat trick. Okay.
What?
No, it was the ad on the side.
Oh.
It's an eye-catching ad.
Click. Yeah. Moulds played in the NFL from 96 to 2007, 10 seasons with the Bills, with whom he played in 3 Pro Bowls. And he's a member of the 50th anniversary all-time team. I've never heard of that team, but okay. So yeah, that's just popping off the herps. Oh, hold on. Check this one out. You know, I always see this show on TV, but I never stop to watch it.
My mom watches that kind of as her.
And it seems like a good show.
show.
Yeah, I'll watch it till the next commercial break and then I'm flipped away. I've never watched an episode from start to finish.
I don't think I've ever watched it.
It seems good. Yeah, it seems like a good show, but it's one of those where there's not like a to me, at least, because I've never watched it. Maybe I'm wrong, but like it doesn't seem like there is like a season climax. You know, it's kind of like every episode is just its own thing. Like, no. Okay, so there is like some kind of continuity. There's I guess, what do they call it? Arcs?
There's long story arcs every season.
Oh, they must be very long.
Yes. So it's like I said,
going through high school.
It's a bunch of different stuff, but I've thought about it, but I think I will finish watching NCIS before I start on that.
Damn, NCIS, that's a big commitment. What's that, like 20 seasons?
I've watched up to probably like season 6 or 7, maybe later.
Damn.
Like from way back in the day.
Yeah.
So I just stopped watching it at some point, and so it's like going back and catching the last 10 seasons. It is a big commitment, but I did Jag. That was 7 seasons. I did Big Bang Theory. That's 10 seasons. So
yeah, but those are 30-minute episodes on Big Bang.
That is true.
Jag and NCIS.
These are at least 40.
Yeah, if you take out commercials, but are you taking out commercials? Do you have commercial free?
Yeah, I can watch it on Netflix without commercials on them.
So it's like 22 minutes.
Yeah.
For the 30-minute show,
the 1 hour shows are 40, right? If you take out
1 hour
commercials,
shows are typically 40 to 44 minutes.
Yeah.
30-minute shows are usually 22 minutes. 22 to 24 minutes is what I found. But yeah, I'm not going to commit to a 14-season show until I finish NCIS. Like, I just finished watching Lincoln Lawyer. Like, I'm completely caught up with that. So, and then literally, like, at the same time, I'm like, oh, I could watch Cobra Kai. Now, let's find something else to watch.
What I like about NCIS, I've never committed to it. I might watch an episode here and there, and it's entertaining. I do like the NCIS universe. Like, I like the crossovers that they would do with like LL Cool J and what's his name? Robin. I can't ever think of his real name, but he was Robin.
So those are, that's NCIS LA.
Yeah.
And then they had NCIS New Orleans.
I like that because it had the dude from Tokyo
NCIS,
Drift and I'm Retarded
NCIS
Dude.
is actually in the same world as the new Magnum PI and the new Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah.
Oh, and
it's the CBS universe. Yeah.
They were in the same universe as Scorpion.
I didn't know that.
They were. And it was like they had one tiny crossover for like 30 seconds. I was like, oh, and then they canceled Scorpion.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I like Scorpion. Yeah, so I like the NCIS universe, and I don't think Blue Bloods is part of a universe. I mean, Law and Order has a big ass universe now with Law and Order, SVU, Well, I don't know if FBI is part of their universe, but they had the one with Stabler. He was like an undercover, and it was just a show about him, criminal something. So that was pretty good. But I mean, I like the cop shows, but Blue Bloods, I just never, it was just never something I cared to say, oh, what am I doing at 8:00 on Friday night? I'm going to check this out. If it was on, I might watch it. If not, then I never bothered looking it up.
My feed has been filling up with a bunch of the Chicago shows.
I've never watched a single PDs. Chicago show.
I used to watch PD and Fire, but I stopped.
Yeah.
It got annoying, repetitive.
I thought about getting into the 911 universe as well.
I watched those. I watched the first season of the original 911. I think it was LA. And it was entertaining, but then I think there was one episode where it got a little CGI crazy with like an explosion or something, or like a helicopter crashing, and you could tell it almost just looked like somebody had just did like a drag and drop of like dropping a helicopter out of the sky. And then I thought, I mean, it doesn't take much. Like sometimes it's just one little weird thing. And the show just changes for you. It's like you see it differently.
So my jump to shark on Jag, and I realized why I stopped watching it originally, is I got into a story arc that was very aircraft, fighter jet, or carrier centric. And I had already caught on like early in the season. I was like, hey, that's Top Gun. That's footage from Top Gun. That's footage from Top Gun, but reversed. And I kept seeing the same jet over and over, like 114 and 104. And then they were literally ripping scenes out of Top Gun. I was like, oh God, this is getting old. It's the same flight takeoff. It's the same fake stuff. And then the camera, I guess, that they were using, they changed up. I was like, this reminds me of another show. And they started flying F-18 Hornets instead of the Tomcat.